deeply, deeply appreciating yourself without any ego. So that's deeply appreciating the nature of what you are. It's deeply appreciating life. It's deeply appreciating this birth. It's deeply appreciating who you intrinsically are, freedom itself. So it's not really about the individual or the small self or what it wants to achieve or what is hurting right now or what you're annoyed about and what you want to change. Those are all your lessons, and those are fine. Those are source learning through this incarnation. But it's about recognizing who you are. Source, life. You are this force of life. And from that place, everything arises in every moment. Everything arises from that place. Everything is that in its essence. These are all forms of source. And when the small self, we could say the person, when we have a thought, then that thought is something that we receive, either from conditioning to be dissolved right now, to be seen and not be attached to, and in this way dissolve it, or as pure inspiration from source. This would be useful right now. And both of those is actually source trying to be useful right now. Either something to dissolve or something practically to do, see, and let be your next step. So everything that's coming up right now is very useful. Does that mean that it's nice? That everything that comes up is nice? No, it's not all nice. But is evolution or is growth, is that comfortable? No, because every moment is a new moment. So it's not about comfort. Even though it can be very, very comfortable, it's not about comfort. Comfort is not the big thing to realize. From the perspective of the small self, we just want more comfort. More money, more validation, more security, more predictability. But actually, those are not so nice because they don't give you the adventure you desire. They don't give you the expansion you desire. They don't allow you to actually, in this life, be who you truly are. The big self with a capital B, right? Source, God, not as the dude in the sky, but as consciousness, as what's here right now, as unending infinity. That is what you are. And to identify yourself with that which you truly are. And you don't have to identify yourself with that because that happens automatically when you let go of the small self. It's automatically seen that you are this big and everything is just arising in you in every moment. Only thing we need to do is just open our hands, no longer holding on to the small self, just opening our hands and the small self can open up and we can chill into it fully. I just realized I was still wearing these AirPods, which was not necessary, so here I go with that then. Now, so this realization of who you truly are and living that fully, and by opening up and relaxing fully into this, your conditioning will come up, that which is limiting you, which is saying, oh, you need to do this, you need to make money, you need to blah, 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 you need to this, right? Which is all tension. That tension will come up, and it comes up to be dissolved. Because is tension necessary to make money? No. It's just certain actions. And is it predictable that you make a certain amount of money? No, because the boss can fire you. The clients can stop coming. Right, so there is no predictability in that sense. Of course, you know that if you do certain actions, you have maybe a higher chance, but there's no control. And that's beautiful. That's totally beautiful. That's totally perfect. So it's also, Byron Katie says, she talks about, you have my business, your business, and God's business. And so much of what's happening is just God's business. and we can just open our hand and receive. This is also very much so about learning to receive. And while you're receiving, keeping your hand steady and open and relaxed and not going all over the place, seeing, where is it coming? Is it coming? Is it coming? How is it coming? And then when you relax, you'll relax deeper, which is not that you'll sit still and do nothing, but the tension will subside and subside and subside. And at some point, that's sort of an escalation of healing, because once this happens in the system, you'll start to notice that this will escalate over time. So traumas will come up and let go. Family traumas will come up and let go. No tension can truly hold itself when you relax. This is impossible. And I'm not talking about non-doing. I'm not talking about passiveness. I'm talking about ease. If you bring ease or a feeling of ease to any problem, it can only dissolve. That doesn't mean that circumstances will align perfectly in the way that you want it. No. That's just that the tension that these circumstances have brought up will let go, through which you can cleanly observe what is necessary in this moment. So surrender, how Michael Singer defines that, is doing what life wants to do with every moment. So that's what's fitting with every moment. Instead of your agenda with what should fit, it's what actually wants to happen through you. I've heard this consciousness expert talk about the 4 levels of, which I thought was really cool, 4 levels of consciousness. And that was, life happens either to me, right, which is the lowest level. It's like victim mentality. By me, responsibility, self-help, boosting the person, right? Through me, which is I'm allowing this to happen. Or as me, which is non-duality, right? It's this oneness with our creation, which sounds like fancy words, but it's basically just active meditation with this in every moment. Allowing this video to be recorded, even though it's it's several subjects in one video. I don't care. That's just how it wants to come out right now. That's totally fine. So allowing that fully, it's beautiful. If you want to ask me a question, then I would love for you to attend the open hour, which is me in an hour-long session with the beautiful people that want to show up. And we can have a conversation together. You can ask a question. I'll do a guided meditation and talk about a beautiful subject. So if you want to attend one of those Q&As and meditation sessions, and I'll do a talk, then leave your details below. I have a page for that, so click below. And thank you so much for watching. And go and cherish and appreciate that which you are, the highest source. Bye.